What's up, guys? We are back for another Marvel Legends review, taking a look at another fan channel exclusive. So we last looked at the Cowboy Logan. Today we're taking a look at Agent Anti-Venom, a figure that until I saw him in store, I wasn't really sure I was going to get because I don't have any attachment to him and I don't have the regular version to kind of pair him up with, but here we are. So we've got this guy here in our standard Marvel Legends packaging, but just like the Monster Venom wave, he is in white boxes. So you've got that Venom wave look about this package. You've got the 80 years logo, the Venom logo, you've got some artwork on the side, and then you've got a product shot on the back of the package along with a little bit of a write-up. So let's do it. Let's pull this guy out and take a look. And here he is out of the package, our Agent Anti-Venom figure, something that is pretty interesting, especially for me, because there's a lot of just weird stuff going on with this figure. This guy is, of course, a repaint, just like all the fan channel stuff. They're very easy repaints. So this guy is a repaint of Agent Venom, a figure that I don't have, and frankly, I still don't think I want. But he has a cool color scheme, which is really why I'm interested in this figure. He just really stands out, and he's got kind of a cool design. But this guy is 100% like a trip to the past when it comes to Marvel Legends. He is very much an older style figure because he's built off of an older style figure. This guy is built off a body that was used, what, in 2014? Because Agent Venom was kind of one of those lost legends for a while where no one knew if he was coming out. And then he was a Walgreens exclusive. And this guy is just odd. I don't have a whole lot of experience with Agent Venom, so this is kind of my first taste at this figure, and yeah, he's pretty weird and very, very limited in a number of ways. I've read that this guy utilizes the Steve Rogers body from like the Return of Marvel Legends era, so you know, someone let me know if that's correct. It's kind of hidden here, but I could kind of see that. So let's jump right in and see what he can do. So you've got a head that can look up pretty good, down pretty good, rotation. The arms are the old ratcheted balls, so they go all the way up and then they swivel in there. You've got bicep swivel, you've got double jointed elbows, and then you've got forearm rotation. But you don't have wrist rotation and you don't have wrist hinge. These guys are locked in place, which is just crazy for a figure that uses guns as an accessory. So that's a big, big negative right there. You've got a waist twist. There is a crunch here, but this guy utilizes a rubbery piece to bulk him up and to make his kind of armored carapace. So he really can't use that crunch effectively. So it's there, but it might as well not be. You've got the old ball jointed style hips, so legs can pretty much go all the way out, although there are a bunch of pouches over on this side, and they kick forward and backward, and you're going to have to, of course, play around with them to line it all up, and then you have paint to line up as well, which is never fun with these, at least for me. You've got rotation at the thigh, you've got double jointed knees, and then there is nothing at the boot for swivel, but you do have rocker down at the ankles, and then you've got a hinge as well, but they really only go backwards. So, you know, this guy is... he is articulated, let's not say that he's not, but he is definitely very, very weird, and he's certainly nothing like we would be getting in a new Marvel Legends figure in a current wave. This guy is really like the days gone by when it comes to Marvel Legends. We just don't see this type of construction anymore. Now, all that said and done, because, you know, articulation is certainly not great when it comes to this figure. It's old. That's not why I bought this guy. I really bought him because I just think he looks pretty cool. I'm not too keen on the standard black color scheme for this guy, but the white, it just really does it for me. Something about this really stark white, crisp, clean look. It caught my eye in the store, and that's why we're here now. So this guy does have a lot of cool stuff going on, really. There is definitely a lot of sculpt on this kind of armored carapace that he has. It is textured, and he's got these like almost shell-looking things up here for the shoulder pads, which are on little rubbery phalanges kind of things, so they'll bounce around and you can move them. And all of the paint lines on him are pretty crisp and clean. The spider emblem's really good. These black lines that kind of rim the shoulder pads look good, and then the spider emblem on the chest in particular is really, really clean and very, very vibrant, especially compared to that white. You do have some silver on the buckles down here, and then he's got these kind of bicep pads right here with the silver and some black piping. I do like the armor look that he has. Of course, if there's any reason why this contributed to a lack of articulation, I'd rather it not be there. And then he's got like the weirdest hands, though. He's got these weird, goofy fingers, which remind me of Phantom X for some reason, because he can barely hold those guns, and he has a weird grip as well. This guy can hold his accessories, but the finger positioning is just odd. Like they couldn't get it correct for the gun that they had molded, so let's just make the fingers look weird. And they succeeded in making the fingers look weird, but yeah, that's about it. They look kind of weird. Otherwise, though, I mean, the guy is mostly just stark white molded plastic all over. Lots of pouches and all of the canisters. He's got a knife down here. He's got a sculpted on holster with a sculpted in gun as well, so you're never getting that out. So he has a 5th gun compared to his 4 accessory guns, but you're never going to use that. And then you've got more of the kind of carapace armor down here. So this he's kind of interesting, really. He's very different compared to a lot of other figures because he's just a field of white with some black outlines on it, and I think it looks cool. Really, that's what it comes down to. This guy kind of looks cool, and that's why I'm interested in him. I think he is pretty still limited as an action figure. And then, of course, you've got the head sculpt here, which is just kind of a standard Spider-Man type of head sculpt with pretty nice color definition. I mean, it's a pretty stark head with some eyes that are on the outside, kind of the lenses on the outside, but it's very clean and crisp. And that's a lot of what draws me to this guy is despite the fact that, you know, he is kind of weird as far as figures go now, he looks cool, and he's got a cool design, and he's got a great color scheme. It's all about those colors for me, and they pop, and they certainly are going to pop against just about every other figure on the shelf because we don't really have a lot of stuff that comes this white. Now, as far as accessories goes, this guy comes with, I'd say, a healthy spread. It kind of plays up the Agent Venom aspect of this character. So you've got 4 different guns, well, 4 total guns. They are 2 sets of 2 different styles of guns. So you've got 2 submachine gun style guns here. They're all done up in black plastic. No paint on any of them, but they look good enough. Maybe a little bit on the small side, or maybe it's just in comparison to this figure, they look a little small. And then you've got 2 pistols, and he can hold all of them in any hands. And then, of course, as you see, I've already changed this guy up, and you've got a symbiote backpack that you can throw on this guy. So we've seen this before on other figures as well, and it can, as you can see, hold some of these guns. Some of these little tendrils work better than others for holding guns, but you can kind of finagle them all in there. So he has some cool stuff. It very much plays up the whole Agent Venom shtick where he does, of course, use guns. And then I like the symbiote backpack, especially since, you know, you don't always have to use it. So you can keep it on, take it off, kind of mix and match him a little bit and make him at least a little bit different. So overall, this figure it's kind of a mixed bag, really. It really is going to come down to what your motivations are. If you want a really dynamic figure that moves really well and can get into the coolest of poses, this is definitely not your figure because he has a lot of limitations just based on his construction. He does look really cool, though. I think that's the selling point here, is that he is a kind of different in his simplicity because he doesn't really have a lot going on. He's mostly just a field of white with a big black spider on his chest. But that's what works for me. I think it's a really, really cool, minimalistic look that is going to kind of shine like a beacon on your shelf. So he doesn't move all that well, definite negative, but he still looks pretty cool regardless. So that's going to do it for this look at the Marvel Legends Agent Anti-Venom figure. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time.